He never knew why his mother cried every night, until one day, after she passed away, he opened her Quran and found a letter that shattered his heart and changed his life forever. Broken heart, he found a letter hidden in his mother's Quran. What happened next will break you, true Islamic story. Aram grew up in the crowded lanes of old Hyderabad, in a one-room rented house where the paint peeled off and the fan made a sound louder than the muezzin's call. His mother, Samira, was his entire world, a woman who never spoke much but whose eyes always carried quiet storms. She raised him alone after his father left when Aram was just 3, disappearing one night with promises that never came true. Samira never cursed him, never complained. She only whispered, "Allah is enough for us." Every morning she stitched clothes for others, her fingers raw from the needle, her body aching, yet her lips never stopped moving in dhikr. Aram would wake up to the smell of tea and the sound of her whispering Subhanallah over and over, as if it was a lifeline holding her heart together. Life was harsh. Rent was always due, and dreams were a luxury they couldn't afford. But Samira had one dream: to see her son educated, strong, and righteous. She used to tell him, "Beta, when the world closes all doors, Allah opens a hidden one, but only for those who knock with sabr." Aram never understood what she meant until life tested him. At 16, Aram got a small scholarship to study engineering, and Samira celebrated it as if it were Eid. She cooked biryani after years of eating lentils and smiled through tears as she packed his tiffin box every morning. She hid her hunger to make sure he ate enough. She sewed late into the night to pay for his books. Sometimes Aram would wake up and find her asleep on the prayer mat, forehead still pressed to the floor, lips still moving as if speaking directly to Allah about him. But as he grew older, Aram began to feel embarrassed of her simplicity, her old abaya, her stitched slippers, her accent when she spoke to his college friends. Once, he even told her not to meet him in front of his college because she looked poor. Her eyes filled with hurt, but she only said softly, "It's okay, Beta. I'll wait at the masjid." He never forgot that silence. It followed him like a shadow. Years passed. Aram got a job at a software company in Bangalore. He sent money home every month, but calls to his mother grew shorter. Samira still prayed for him every night, still kept his childhood photo under her pillow, still said his name in every dua. But one winter night, as Aram was rushing to catch a flight for a business trip, he got a call from a neighbor. His mother had fainted. By the time he reached Hyderabad, her frail body lay motionless on the bed, Quran beside her, tasbih still between her fingers. The silence of that moment tore him apart. He buried her the next day, holding himself together with guilt and regret. The world seemed quieter, emptier. Weeks later, while packing her few belongings, Aram found her old Quran. It was worn, its pages soft from years of touch. As he lifted it, a folded paper slipped out. It was a letter, written in her handwriting, dated 5 years ago. His hands trembled as he opened it. "My dearest Aram," it began, "if you ever find this letter, know that your mother was never sad, only tired. Life gave us little, but Allah gave us enough. Every hardship was His mercy in disguise. You may not know, but your college fees were not paid by any scholarship. I stitched for a man who never paid me, and I sold my gold bangles to cover your admission. I told you it was a government scheme, so your heart would not feel burdened. I know you were ashamed of my clothes once, but Beta, I was never ashamed of my poverty, because I wore it with the dignity Allah gave me. If ever life feels empty, open this Quran and talk to Allah. He never left me, and He will never leave you. Remember, Jannah lies under your mother's feet, so when I'm gone, make dua for me, not because I need it, but because it will make you closer to Allah." The ink had faded in places, smudged with what looked like old tears. Aram's heart shattered. His mother had carried pain in silence, and he never even saw it. He fell to his knees, clutching the Quran to his chest, sobbing until dawn. The next morning, he went to the tailor shop she used to work at, only to find it had shut down years ago. The neighbors told him she had once fainted there, but returned the next day, saying, "My son's future depends on this." Every corner of their home felt haunted by her love. He found a small tin box under her bed. Inside were old receipts, some coins, and a note that said, "Aram's future, inshallah." The guilt consumed him. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. He went to the masjid she often prayed at, and the imam told him, "Your mother was the one who used to leave money in the donation box every Friday, even when she had nothing. She said, 'Allah will multiply it for my son.'" Aram broke down right there, realizing she had been making deals with Allah for him all along. Months passed, but her memory wouldn't fade. One evening, he was offered a major promotion abroad. Everyone congratulated him, but he felt empty. That night, he dreamed of his mother, smiling, standing in white, saying, "Beta, now build your home with Sulla, not just bricks." He woke up crying. The next morning, instead of signing the job contract, he donated part of his savings to build a small Quran school in her name. He named it Darul Samira. When the first group of orphans came to learn there, he sat among them, teaching them Surah al-Fatiha with tears in his eyes. Each ayah felt like her voice whispering through the air. Years later, Aram became a known community figure, not for his job, but for his quiet charity work. Every Eid, he distributed clothes stitched by widows, saying it was his mother's sunnah. He found peace not in success, but in serving. One day, while visiting the school, a small girl handed him a Quran. "My mother said to give this to you. She said it belonged to someone who helped her when she was poor." When he opened it, he froze. It was his mother's Quran. The woman, once a poor widow, had taken Samira's help years ago and kept the Quran safe all this time. Aram held it to his heart and whispered, "Ya Allah, make me half the person she was." That night, as he read the Quran, a verse struck him, "And we have enjoined upon man to be good to his parents." Quran 29:8. He broke down again, realizing he had finally understood what she meant by hidden doors. Her dua had opened one for him, the door of Tawbah. From that day, every morning before sunrise, he prayed 2 rak'ahs and whispered, "Ya Allah, reward my mother for every tear, every prayer, every sacrifice." And deep in his heart, he felt her presence, not in pain anymore, but in peace. He knew she was smiling somewhere beyond the clouds, watching her son finally walking the path she prayed for. The boy she raised alone, with trembling hands and unshakable faith, had finally become the man she always dreamed of, not rich, not powerful, but close to Allah. And that was her victory. If this story touched your heart, then take a moment right now. Make dua for your mother. Whether she's with you or in Jannah, say, "Ya Allah, forgive her, have mercy on her, and grant her the highest rank in paradise." Share this video so another son, another daughter, remembers their mother's silent sacrifices. Subscribe to Deen in Minute, where every story brings you closer to Allah.